Okay, so now we've populated our landscape here with some smaller 3D objects like trees. So now it's time for us to go ahead and populate it with some larger 3D objects like buildings. And this is where it gets really fun and interesting, and where the power of Sketchup really becomes quite evident. So we're going to need our components window again, just like we had before. And you'll notice here I've typed in Denver, and I got all sorts of things. You also notice it's very hard to really see anything here. Because these images are so small. So it makes a lot more sense if you click on any one of these, it'll bring up the 3D warehouse. And then you can just start typing stuff in here. I'm actually going to start with something that's not in Denver. I have a building in mind here. It's called the Promontory Point Field House. It's in Chicago, and it would be a nice addition here. So I'm going to click download, and it's going to ask if I want to load into the model, and I'm going to say yes. Now, there's something interesting about this, which is that it has an air photo. We don't want the air photo on there. How do we get rid of the air photo? Well, the first thing we'll notice is this is all part of one object, so we need to explode it. So I'm going to right-click and hit explode. Now, this is red, and so this is going to indicate to me that I can't do anything with this right now, so it must be locked. So I need to unlock it. So now, if I just click on the outside part, I've unlocked it and I've exploded it. And I should now be able to delete this. And there, it's gone now. So now I just have the building, and it looks quite nice there. It's a very nice addition. So let's go ahead and we'll move it. Now, but the problem is, it is now a bunch of pieces. So I'm going to probably want to group it. And the way I can do that, I can just select everything here, and I can right-click, because remember, I exploded it already. So I'm going to make it a group. Now I can very easily move it around. We'll move it to the edge here. If I wanted to rotate it, I would just click here, and I would do the rotate thing until I get the blue rotation on the ground, and then I can move it around however I want to. Let's just say we'll do something like that, and then I can move it using that thing there. Okay, so we got a nice little house there. Let's go ahead and add another building. How about if we add the Little Man Ice Cream store from Denver, which, for those of you who know, it is shaped like a big milk jug. And it's a great little Denver landmark. We're going to download it, we're going to load it in, and we'll put it on the other side of our it'll take a second here. We'll put it on the other side over here. Be a good retail thing here. So another a town always needs two ice cream stores shaped like milk jugs. Now again, this one has an air photo. Well, we don't really need to do much about it because it's covered by the grass. But if we wanted to do something about it, we could again explode it, and then we could and we could always go ahead and delete it, but we really don't need to at this point. So let's just move along with this right now. Now let's try one more building here. So let's try something like an apartment building. Now we can really be quite powerful here in terms of finding lots and lots of really great apartments. So I could type in something like apartment lofts, and I'll get all sorts of buildings here. Okay, so now let's say we want to load a bigger building into here, and what we'll probably just do is just click on any old thing here, and that'll bring up the warehouse, and then I can type on something that interests me. So let's just say mixed-use building. This brings up a whole bunch of things. It's a little slow loading. I want to find something that's kind of size appropriate. Obviously this is too big. This one looks good, so I'll click on it. We can see it says New Urbanist. I could have searched for that tag as well. So I'm going to click download. It's going to ask if I want to load it in here. And I'm going to put it over on this side, close to this intersection here. And it looks like the front really should be on the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate it. And I'll do that the same way I've done before by getting the blue, and then I'm going to pivot. I can choose my pivot point again. I didn't do a very good job there, but I can now just move it using this tool here. And now I have a pretty cool looking frontage there. So, okay, let's say then maybe we wanted to add a few duplexes along here too to go with the mixed use. So we'll say duplex. Actually, here, I'll click back here, say duplex, or let's say modern duplex. Okay. And it's bringing up all sorts of cool things. Let's find one that looks like it'll work well here. Let's try this one, a duplex. I'm going to download it. Yes. And okay, obviously it's facing the wrong way here. The question is, which way do we want it to face? Well, there's no right or wrong answer, but let's just say for now that we're facing the other direction. And the main reason I'm doing this is so that I can get when I do a rendering, everything can all be facing in the same direction and it can look all nice. In fact, I might want everything facing inwards towards the the green space. We just don't know. Okay, and now I'm going to move this. Again, I didn't do this perfectly, but you get the basic idea. So now we have sort of a line of buildings. Now I could copy this and paste it and make another one. I just did, oops. Sorry about that. I'm going to get a little better view here when I do this. I'll do Control-C, Control-V. And let's line these two up here. Okay, so maybe we'll do a third. Why not? Okay. And maybe we can stagger them. Sometimes it looks nice to stagger buildings so they don't look all uniform. So there we go, back a little. One's forward, one's back. And then of course we could add all sorts of really cool features. Now, one other thing we can add, if I wanted to I could just literally create my own building from scratch here, make it just a simple rectangle by going something like this and then extruding up. Hey, I just created my own building. How cool is that? The last thing I want to show is a bridge. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and build that bridge. And I've already searched for the one I want. Here it is. It's a bridge crossing the Platte. I'm going to download it. This is currently used as a pedestrian bridge, so it should work very well. I'm going to move it off to the side. And I'm going to zoom over here. And okay. So now I'm going to do the old explode, because I got to get rid of that base again. Unlock. Click on this. There we go. We got our bridge now. Now we got to group it back together. Right click, make group. And now I'm going to move it. Well, first of all, I'm going to rotate it in the direction I want while it's sort of nice and close here. Now, this time I'm going to try doing the rotation better. I'm going to move. Now, if I do the rotation from over here, it means I'm going to pivot on that point. It's generally better to pivot on the middle, so it's just easier. So I can click now, and I want to have the rampish part sort of facing this side. There we go, facing the west side. So now I can move it over, and of course we're missing the photograph of the river over here. The river occurs over here, but nonetheless you get the basic idea. And we could say this starts over here on this path, and it looks nice. There we go. And so anyway, this is sort of a brief introduction to the kinds of bigger objects you can put in here. And there's a ton of other objects that you could put there: swimming pools, fountains, things like statues, fire hydrants, whatever it is. Those kinds of things you can all populate here, but this is just a quick introduction. So with that, let's go ahead and save our model, and we'll take one more look at it from the front side, or what I'm now considering the front side, before we render it, which is going to be the next step. And let's take that look. And there we go. Looks pretty nice. Okay, but when you render it, it's going to look much nicer.